Nah, don't go, mate. All right, we'll both go at the same time then, yeah? You don't want to be doing this every over 6 foot, do you? But I'm going 25 miles an hour. Wow, that was impressive. It's like there. This is the Evercross EK30. It's a moped style e-bike, but unlike those that are going to get you arrested, this is totally legal. Welcome to the EVRC, and we are on the EK30 from Evercross, which is my first cafe racer style e-bike that is absolutely totally legal for the UK market. And not only that, it looks so nice. All right. So firstly, what's legal about it? Well, it's 250 watts, it goes 15.5 miles per hour, and it's got no throttle. So everything I've got to do now is all from my legs, but obviously pedal assist. As soon as you start pedaling, the motor kicks in and gives you a bit of help. So we're going along nicely at 15.5 miles an hour. In this video we'll be testing whether you can go faster than that at all, how it is like to pedal, what happens if the batteries run out, and we're going to do a bit more of a range test than my usual route today as well. But obviously we're still going to do the usual brake test and hill climb. So let's talk about this bike then. Well, firstly, it's a cafe racer style e-bike, which means it's like that kind of super 73 style cool looking bike that most of the time when you get one, you're worried that you're going to get pulled over and they're going to find out it goes too fast. Not so with this one. Of course, UK law being that you can't have a throttle, it means in situations like that the power doesn't always kick in straight away, because they never do on cadence sensors. It takes a few rotations first, and I am more likely to get killed. So yeah, thanks UK government for not allowing a throttle for some reason. And for those people who want to say, oh, if you've got a throttle you might as well buy a moped, or you're on a moped, wake up please. I'm getting a bit bored of that now. You obviously don't know what the word throttle means. But yeah, sadly this doesn't have one, so I'm going to go on a bit of an extended ride to see just how usable it is without one. Now I am happy to say that it does have a nice amount of power, this bike. Like, it feels quick up to the 15.5 miles per hour. In European markets they say it's got a speed limit of 20, but here in the UK it's fully locked down to 15.5, thus meaning if you do get pulled over because the police think it's a bit motorbikey, then you're going to be okay. Just went through some rough ground. This road leading up to our hill climb isn't a good road, but this has got dual spring rear suspension, so not that little kind of thing that most of the time B-bikes have. It's got two of them, and it's got dual at the front as well. Now actually it is a bit hard, it's not like really spongy or anything like that, but it doesn't feel bad at all going over these bumps. But it's not just the suspension helping out with that, because we got the suspension, we got the 20-inch 4-inch wide fat tyres, and because I have low PSI, yeah, this is a good one. Oh yeah, this is a big long line of bumpiness, but it feels all right. So yeah, the tyres, the suspension and the nice saddle, they all work together to make you nice and comfortable, which is good. This saddle is very, very nice and long, even extends over here, although that's not really saddle, but you could sit on it. I've had my son on the way to school there, but there's no foot pegs, but at a push you could get someone sitting on the back, but because there's no throttle on here, you're going to be pedaling and it's going to be a bit cramped. So it's not ideal for taking people on, but you could. Now, I talked briefly about this cadence sensor when I tried to cross the island. It does take a couple of rotations to kick in. So it's not instant, but when it does kick in, it does feel very good. So when you're at an island or something like that, it's like you've got to time it. Like when you know you're about to start going, start getting your pedaling. Also at the moment I've just left it in first gear on the Shimano Tawny gear system, 7 gears, pretty basic. Most of the time that's all you need on a bike like this, but still There are better systems out there. So, 250 watts, what's it going to do to this hill? I have a feeling we might get up, but we'll see. No throttle though, so I've got a pedal assist, but I'm not going to put any effort in. I'm just going to ghost pedal. So, I'm going to give it a tiny bit of a run up because I need the power to key. 3, 2, 1, go. Right, okay. So the reason I've got my GPS on the bike today is because I noticed, because I've actually been riding this bike around quite a bit. We're going 15, so it's cut out now. We've done well to get to 15. Some bikes haven't even got to 15. Yeah, even when I'm going down a hill, the speedo doesn't register more than 15.5. So even if you're going faster than that, it will never tell you you're going over 15.5. But you know what, it's feeling all right. I'm still only ghost pedaling. I can see behind me, back down the hill, because I've got this PID zoom rear view mirror. I did a video last about that, so if you're interested in this rear view mirror, then that was my last video. Also, this helmet from Lumos has got indicators on it, and I've got indicators on the bike, on the back as well. Now this bike does have its own indicators, but weirdly, only at the front, and they're not really that visible. So I'm just not gonna bother using them unless I see someone in front of me that needs to know which way I'm going. But this bike, talking about that, this bike's easily got up that hill. That was very impressive. I was not trying at all then. Wow. I forgot to say across the line as well. But wow. That was very good. I did a bike recently, I think the last couple of videos, a Jan Snow X70, nice bike, 750 watts. I'm pretty sure this was faster than that. I don't know why I'm speculating, because right now you got the leaderboard and you can see. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it up the gears now. So in top gear, can I actually go much faster? I'm going to try standing up. Oh, that's weird, because you can't look out the suspension, because you don't ride bikes like this. So I got it to 20, 21. But this is all through the bike now. Like, it's not helping me, this is just my pedal power. It has cut out. So right now, I'm not actually using any battery because it's all me. And I'm quickly getting tired. The panting is going to start. Woo-hoo-hoo. But it's good that you can do it. Because remember, for an e-bike to be legal in the UK, it must not assist you above 15.5 miles an hour. But if you can pedal yourself past that, then it is totally legal and totally fine. It does bring a problem though, because if you can see me on the camera, which I hope you can because it's a 360 camera, you'll see that my knees are quite high. Height wise, 5'9". You could probably get away with it if you're like 5'4", 5'5", and if you're over 6'3", your knees are going to go up. If you could get a throttle, and maybe there's a thing that sticks out there that you could add one to, you might want to use the throttle if you are over 6'3". But don't forget, throttles are illegal on UK roads, as are motors that are above 250 watts. But this one is 250 watts. Nah, don't go, mate. All right, we'll both go at the same time then, yeah? Well, let's go, let's see how fast we can go down here. Come on, come on. Right, I'm not going to stand up this time. Oh yeah, as I was saying, you don't want to be doing this if you're taller than me. I'm like 5'9", bit of a short ass. You don't want to be doing this if you're over 6 foot, do you? But I'm going 25 miles an hour. That ain't bad. Whew. But I'm not going to keep that up. No way. So I used both indicators there. So I got my Lumos ones at the back, the Evercross ones at the front. They're not the brightest though, the Evercross ones. And like I say, there's none at the back for some reason. I've seen other reviews of this bike as well. I watched the one from Slothy. Shout out Slothy. Yeah, he said his didn't work either. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I mean, I think the way they're implemented on e-bikes indicators, they're kind of useless anyway. They're more trouble than they're worth, because I always leave them on. Unlike this helmet, if I turn the indicators on, it flashes there, it beeps in the helmet, so I always remember to turn it off. Not so on this bike. It's probably on right now. No, it's not. So, because this bike does have a decent amount of kind of hidden power, still 250 watts, it keeps up to 15 really easily. It reminds me a lot of the e-scooter 250, SX250 that I had, which is brilliant. It was like a kind of a proper kind of motor scooter kind of shaped bike, but it's electric and you have to keep it going by pedaling. 15.5 miles an hour. But what that had, which I don't know why normal e-bike companies don't use more, it just had a button, a green button, and when you press it from a standstill, it instantly gets you going. And basically what it does, this green button, is it shoves all the possible torque of the motor into the motor and gets you going as fast as possible. But then as soon as it realises it's above like 4 miles an hour or 6 kilometres, which is the limit of throttles in the UK, it cuts out. And it's basically like someone giving you a big shove, which I think is a brilliant idea. Now, there are a few companies have had their throttles set to only go up to a certain speed until unlocked, but that is not the same, because what they've done is they've just put walk mode onto the throttle, and walk mode is weak. It is not like proper throttle power, and you're not really meant to set off from it, although they weren't indicating. They are, thank you, you lot. The other lot weren't there. See, now I've got to do a few rotations. It kicked in there. But yeah, it looks like we got the maximum speed, 25 miles per hour, because unlike the escooter SX250, it looks like you can push this bike if you wanted to. Because the problem I have with 15.5 miles an hour as a limit, and let us know if you have this problem or if you think it's fine, is that people can run that fast. I do not like the idea of letting your kid out, or someone, or even an adult, out on a scooter that could be over £1,000, and then someone could just sprint up to you. And I've said this before, and people are like, people can't run that fast. Like, yes they can. I can run that fast. 15.5 is not fast. That's the worst thing about 15.5 miles an hour as an e-bike limit, because it's slow. It's okay. Like, I'm going down a hill right now, so I'm going 19 miles an hour. That's great. Yeah, this is a good riding speed, 19 miles an hour. If someone said to me, how fast we need to set a legal limit for e-bikes, what do you think it should be? I would say 90. Very few people can sprint 19. A lot of people can sprint 15, 16. But at least on this bike, if I was going to be like chased, I could start pedaling it a bit. So on the flat, I can get 17, 18. Well, I mean, I've already got 25. That was a slight hill though. Very slight. But at least you can have a go at getting away. On that SX250, you cannot at all go faster than 15.5. At all. I like this bike. It's a cool bike. I like the front light. It's like, it's got this Evercross sign, like a daytime running light, but it's not really a daytime running light, because it's not really bright enough to be a daytime running light, but it is slightly lit. It's got this nice colour screen here, which is currently charging my phone, because I forgot to charge my phone that I use to GPS. There's a lot of kind of motorbikey kind of things. The handlebars look ace. I like the hand grips. They're the cheaper style of these hand grips, but they're comfortable and they're not just slipping off. The wiring is tidy. The saddle's nice. Although he, you know what, I can feel it. I've had comfier saddles. I think it's because it's soft though, and me and soft don't get on as well as me in a harder saddle for some reason. It's just a pleasant ride, and I love the fact that, because I really like this style of bike. The only problem with this style of the bike is it's not ideal for taller people. Like even me pedaling, my knees go up a bit, but I don't mind. Like if you got a throttle, then it doesn't matter so much. But I'm really loving this bike, and not only is it a solidly made, really nice bike. Oh, I didn't do the brake test, did I? Oh, silly me. I'll do it here. 15 miles an hour. This thingy post. Wow, that was impressive. It's like there. It's literally there. That's mad. Okay, I mean it's dry, and I was going slow. It goes to show though that if you're on a bike that is going 15.5 miles an hour, then cable brakes are absolutely fine. The cable brakes, they're disc brakes. Disc brakes are good, obviously. So now we've got to know the bike, let's just take a look at how it came and what comes in the box.
The box had handles and strapping, which meant I could actually carry it, but it's a heavy box as it is a fairly heavy bike.
Oh God, whew, 39 kilograms.
Assembly was pretty straightforward and the handlebars and pedals went on easy.
Never seen this. These bolts, they've got little caps for each one to make it look a bit nicer. Oh, that's lovely.
It's a bench seat, so no satisfying saddle drop clip. There are 4 parts to the solid plastic mudguards, 3 of which had to be attached, though it was pretty easy. The front mudguard felt like the bolts kept cross-threading, but it's just because of the angle they go in, and they were fine. And be careful when you pull the sticker off the lights. The adjustable stand is solid, but out of the box, the bike was easy to push over.
Do for the other side. Yeah. In the box we've got a nice pump, pedals, multi-tools, a lock and a 2 amp charger. It's got a 15 amp hour battery, 48 volts, which is good. Usually, you know, these legal bikes, they're 36 volts, they're a bit weaker, they're a bit slower. This has got a bit of punch, which I like. Like I say, got us up that hill, like you saw. It got us up the hill easily with no effort, like 0 effort.
The manufacturer's range is about 60 kilometers or 37 miles, which is quite conservative compared to the hundreds of kilometers that other brands state. After this ride, I took the bike out again, and after 20 miles, we were still hovering between 2 and 3 bars, and the bike still felt as quick as it did when fully charged. This was on pedal assist 3, the maximum, as no one wants to ride around at under 10 miles an hour. Or maybe you do, but on full power, I see no reason why I wouldn't have passed the 30-mile mark. Obviously, if you did manage to unlock the bike, the range would take a hit. And on my ride out, I got the bike up a steeper hill than Sandy Lane.
It is heavy. You're not going to take it on a bus or a train. It's one that you're going to use to get all the way to work on without public transport. But it's nice. It's nice and comfortable. Obviously, there's no rack though. There's no like rear rack. You can't put anything on there. So all you're carrying is going to have to be through a backpack. However, it has got like a little cage down at the bottom, but it's obstructed by the pedals, and also it had like crap in it when I put my finger in there, like oily stuff was on there, so I probably wouldn't use it or line it or something like that. It could be a little handy storage. I think it would be good to have sometimes they have a bit of storage in the frame, so it doesn't look like a moped without an engine. But despite the lack of storage, it's an incredibly cool bike.
On the whole, I've been pretty positive about this bike, and usually when I ride a bike, something negative sticks out or something disappoints me a bit. Apart from the lack of rear indicators, the saddle hurting my bum and no real storage options, I've been really impressed with the bike. It's a ridiculously good bike for the money, and for the price you can excuse the cheaper gears and brakes, especially as they actually performed flawlessly. And despite the low price, there are still some great features like the puncture resistant tyres, solid build, strong motor, great looks, but remember this style of bike can be hard to pedal fast without power, especially if you're tall.
Really impressed with it, so if you are interested in purchasing this bike, check out the links in the description. If you do use my link, it helps out the channel muchly, and look out for the discount code as well to save you some money. at checkout. And if you enjoyed this video, do give us a thumbs up, because that helps a lot. But if you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. And until next time, ride safe.